Yeah, my list is ever increasing. She saw that I had to clean her out. She starts pointing things out on a wall for me. Okay, now this is flat wall paint, so you got to be careful with this. And I'm just going to use a little bit of simple green on here. And I've got a terry cloth rag, and I can kind of rub it on there. Last thing you want to do is start scrubbing it really super hard with one of those white you know, the white things you can get at the store, like a cleaner. Because what you're going to do is you're going to start taking the layer of paint off right here. You see? So I'll put a little bit more. Maybe I can do this just a little bit. I'm doing it very lightly, hardly anything, because I don't want to take the paint off. If this was semi-gloss paint, I could rub on there a little bit harder. Okay? I'm just going in circular motions here. Simple green, I think, has done it. So here's another discolored section on a wall. I'm going to take simple green on here again. I'm looking at the paint and I can tell that it's flat paint. It's not eggshell or semi-gloss or gloss or anything, so I just have to be careful with it. I'm just going to spray a little bit on there, let it set a little, and dab it off, kind of circular motions. Like that, okay? And if all of it doesn't come off, here's a tip for you. Just spray it straight on, you know, just like that, and let it set. That's all you have to do. Just let it set. And then once it dries, let's say, or dab it a little bit, and I'm going to let that set right on there until it dries. The beauty of this simple green is you don't really have to rinse it off. Okay, I could leave it just like that. And it's still damp. Until it dries, it's cleaning. If you don't want it to rub all over and you see one little spot, just spray it on your rag, let's say, and just dab it on there. Just like that. Okay? A little bit of circular motions, not too hard. You don't want to take the paint off. Trust me on that. You scrub and rub it a dub, and the paint will come off. Okay, that looks good. Give it a once over. Keep the wetness on there, and it's cleaning. And when you see a mark like this, don't keep rubbing and rubbing as hard as you can to try to get it off, because if you look really super close, sometimes you'll see that a mark may not be an actual dirty spot on your wall. This one, somebody dropped something and it skinned on the wall. It's taking the paint right off. So the more I rub, the more that's going to come off. I can make a note of that and then take some touch-up paint on there later on. And incidentally, if you need to touch up something like this, you can take a little bit of paint on a paper towel, on a rag, something like that. Use that just as a blotter and just blot it. Don't use your paintbrush and try to brush it in all the way, because sometimes if you got semi-gloss paint or something of that nature, maybe it doesn't blend in as well as blotting. Okay, there's a tip for you. Now see here, what on earth? This chair's been here, it leans. Anytime somebody sits on there, you got a chair that close to the wall, you are bound to have it start marking up the wall. So keep your chairs away from the wall a little bit better than that. This is not going to come out because this is actual marks, but before you touch up paint, you can take some simple green on there, clean that up so you only have to do the little blotches. Hey, somebody wants my mother, I guess. They don't call me on that phone. Okay, so that is just going to dry that way. And I'll have to make a mental note of moving that chair somewhere else, pulling it away from the wall, or whatever. Yeah, the phone call from Mother was a marketer. He's like, yes, can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you. And then a recording comes on. Don't you just hate that, Mother?
I hate it.
Every time somebody calls, lots of times they'll ring the phone and you answer it and there's nobody there. Or you leave the answering machine going on and they don't leave a message. And it's time to have some cantaloupe, and man, this stuff is good. It's almost, I almost was thinking that you could smell this. She just got it. Look how big these are. Huge.
Safely. I'm special.
And Mother, you said you were going to wash the cantaloupes before you put them away. What's the idea with that?
So they don't put bad germs in my refrigerator.
Okay, that makes sense because also when you cut a cantaloupe, every time you cut the outside surface, if you don't rinse it off, guess where the blade goes? Right into your melon, doesn't it, Mother?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, so there's a tip from Mother. Thank you.
You're welcome.